Right behind me, at least on this channel, you're gonna notice a couple of different things in the background, okay? I spent, quite a bit of time over the past weekend setting all this stuff up, and, it was really nice. It was a great day. It was just that Saturday, the temperatures weren't all that great, but I got to enjoy one of my favorite activities, decorating for Christmas. Even more so than Christmas, even more so than every other holiday that's out there. I enjoy putting on some good music and then just making this place as Christmassy as possible. And plus, you know what? Hey man, for the channel, it gives a nice little refresher to the background. Looks kind of nice, and you can stare at that for the next month or so, or if any of these videos, just kind of recirculate out there. It's mostly evergreen information anyways. But also, on that day, I got to just completely decompress from all of social media, okay? Outside of listening to a few songs, using my phone as a little bit of a, 21st century jukebox, as, all the kids are likely to do, I didn't use any social media. No Twitter, no YouTube, no real internet, really. Like, I was pretty much off of the entire thing, okay? Might have clicked on it once to, check what the weather is going to be, but outside of that, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I'll tell you, man, it's been the first time since I was trying to pinpoint it. I've been hopping on and doing consistent, like every day. Like, I know some of your favorite content creators that are out there, they like to say, oh, it's just nonstop all the time, but they take off all the weekends. Your boy doesn't take off weekends. I'm recording this on a Sunday right now, okay? Like, I work every single day. You see videos, not on this channel. This channel is just Monday through Friday. We'll see what we can do into the future. But as of right now, one video Monday to Friday. On the main channel, 3 videos every single day. Regardless, there's always something that's going to be coming out, and I have videos that are stockpiled for like a week at this point. So I got to cycle through all that stuff. Maybe we'll see what happens into the future. Okay. But anyways, okay. It has been, I think, May or something like that. Like, I'd be able to pinpoint the exact day. But since at least May of this year, I've been nonstop every single day. Okay, over the last winter, I was taking the weekends off or whatever. It was getting to a point where I was just starting to get antsy, but I like to go every single day, especially when I'm starting to see results that are out there. And it's like, let's just keep this cycle going. And hey, if it wasn't for setting up all of this beautiful decorations that I have around me, I probably would have just continued to go on. It's not like I'm burnt out or anything like that. In fact, if I'm to just toot my horn a little bit, I think I'm putting out some of the best content that I have over the past 2 years on both of these channels right now. It's fun, it's light, it's flowing a little bit better than it has in quite a long time, and I enjoy doing this stuff. Nothing's going to stop me. The platforms might try to stop me, but there's always alternatives that are going to be out there, and maybe that'll be the little change that we make into the new year, putting this channel over on Rumble or something like that, because I see a distinct lack of any sort of, personal growth material that's over there. It's a lot of good stuff that's over there, and I just see a little niche that could use itching. But irregardless isn't really a term, but irregardless, I just noticed, taking that little bit of time to just step away from all of social media, all of the algorithms, as it were. Yeah, it was kind of nice, I'm not gonna lie, okay? Like, again, I didn't, desire the break or anything like that. I'm not here to take a holiday or anything like that. I was just, it was nice to just take a step back for a second, completely detach from all of the scenarios that are out there in the world right now. The world could have fell apart, but you know what? In Grand Prairie, Alberta, it was all pretty fun. It was copacetic, and the music was banging, my guy. So it's time to resist algorithms. Maybe doing that just a little bit more and more. Let's face it, algorithms are good and getting even better. Everything from what you see on your Instagram feed I got the burner Instagram account. Can't entirely say that, okay? So to just do research for this and the main channel as well. Other than that, I don't post, I don't use anything on it. Like, I got the Twitter account just so nobody takes the name, and do a couple of little, just jokes and work out some material and try to find some dumb stuff that's on there. But outside of that, don't really use any of that type of stuff. And people like to categorize YouTube, Rumble, video platforms as social media. I think there's got to be better differentiations in there. I consider them to be a little bit different, but your mileage may vary. But anyways, yes, the product recommendations you get on Amazon, the videos you are shown on YouTube, and the specific directions you are given by Google Maps. Oh, I don't know. How about just learn addresses? I've You know what? I have never used Google Maps before in my life. Okay, like, I know I haven't really traveled that many places, or at least driven. I've gone a few places, nowhere over the ocean or anything like that, but in due time, But I've always just used, like addresses because I can like navigate. It's weird. You should probably return to that. Anyways, are shaped by powerful algorithms that process large amounts of data to give you an experience, that's uniquely tailored to your preferences. A world without algorithms would mean less of many good things that we've come to enjoy and would be an immediate step back in terms of convenience and personalizations. That's why also it's very interesting, and especially I've noticed this on YouTube. Like, I keep my history, like search history and watch history, pretty clean. Okay, like I'll go through and just do a complete wipe probably every 2 weeks or so, and I just keep my search history spotless. So it's very interesting to see what YouTube likes to promote when you just have a blank slate of content that's out there. What is their go-to content that's out there? I've noticed a lot of like baking and cake videos. Like, that's weird, but it's kind of interesting at the same time. I guess it has good watch retention because it's showing expertise and like a mastery in a certain craft. Like, here's a giant, like a 5-foot long cake that's about 3 feet wide and there's no cracks in it, and watch a baker cut it for like 20 minutes. And it's like, there's nothing really to it, but it's engaging because you can see the steps all the way along the way. But that's what's out there, okay, in the meta. Okay, before that, earlier in the summer, I noticed a lot of the stuff was like farm animal hoof cleaning. That was weird and a little bit upsetting because it's like, okay, animals are cool and unique. It's just, I don't really need to see the root of a hoof. It's like, you can go ahead and keep that to yourself. And in today's day and age, and I'm kind of one of them there city boys. I'm probably not, in this lifetime going to be putting horses on be putting shoes on any hooves that are out there. So, I don't know, man, but that's what YouTube pushes. It's like, why? I guess it just has good watch retention. It's just unique. It's a good talking point for people who are, managed to break through the grip of algorithms, engage and active in just regular life. I don't know, man. It's all very strange. I don't even begin to know how to understand how algorithms work. I know how they work. I just don't know how they work. You know what I mean? Despite these immeasurable consumer benefits, they are harder to quantify. The cost of living in a world ruled by algorithms. I believe there is a strong case for pushing back against these forces of preserving a space for older ideas to flourish. Tradcon logic, okay? They don't want a return to the way things used to be. They just legitimately want a time frame. I remember before all the kids had the cell phones, the world was a better place. Kids would talk to one another, by gummit, and it's like, it's not coming back, Pops, okay? Pops at like, 30-something. Like many aspects of modern living, algorithms have made our life easier and more predictable. You've already been over this in your introduction, okay? They are amazingly efficient at what they do, but I worry about reinforcing a culture. Oh my gosh, yes, sell worry and fear. We got it, you're screwed. Reinforcing culture puts too far much importance on comfort, novelty, and convenience, and expense of other traits linked to a healthy, dynamic society like risk-taking, adventure, and an independent spirit. Yeah, okay, bro. How is any of that, okay, risk-taking behavior, that makes sense, okay? Health, it's like, okay, cool. Somebody's trying to, self-diagnose like a lump on their neck or something. Let's just say, theoretically, you're running for Senate in Pennsylvania and you got this cyst on your neck. It's just a hypothetical situation, purely. And you type in cyst in neck, what could that mean, into a search engine? Or you break out the old Encyclopedia Britannica to figure out what a cyst in your neck means. What is more reliable and good information that is going to be out there? I'm just wondering, okay? Risk-taking, well, that's actually, like a profitable enterprise and a good characteristic and a good attribute to possess. Adventure, same thing, okay? And an independent spirit. What do you mean by that, okay? By just, longing for days far in your past. Like, what's independent about that? Instead of nurturing the next generation of ambitious go-getters and entrepreneurs, you wouldn't find this content if it wasn't for an algorithm. You wouldn't find this if it wasn't for other entrepreneurs going out there and creating these platforms, okay, that were facilitated. But it's like, come on now, you've got to pay homage to the people that allowed you to even publish this article, okay? Because I wouldn't have found it if not for a certain algorithm, even on Epoch Times. But instead of nurturing the next generation of ambitious go-getters and entrepreneurs, we're growing more and more complacent. I would argue right now, especially in today's day and age, given the economic situation that we are finding ourselves in, there are more entrepreneurs right now than there have been at any point in human history. Everybody has a side hustle, so I take issue with that point. We're growing more and more complacent. Eventually, this bill will come due. Okay, yeah, exactly. Okay, if we go through if a giant EMP goes off in the sky, if Skynet eventually goes online and it just kills off all the electronics, yeah, we're going to be screwed. But I think the last of anybody's concerns is, boy, I should have spent less time on the internet with all of those gosh darn algorithms. Come on now. Active resistance may not look efficient in the short term, but I think we need to preserve something crucial in the human spirit. Oh my gosh, come on. Find a good girl from Amish Dutch country and just settle down and have 10 kids, right? That's always the TradCon solution. A set of values. What are your values? Espouse them, because you just keep critiquing them. You seem like you have a conclusion all wrapped up here, my guy. Set of values, a good life possible, not merely optimized for greater comfort, security, or engaging online experiences. Yep, no, exactly. Buy some land and build a log cabin to live in, okay? I know, I've seen those videos too, hey, those algorithms that are out there with people living, I'm like Jesse Ventura, I live off the grid, I am down here in Mexico half the year, I'm off the grid. I was a Navy SEAL, a fighter. The case against algorithms. I thought this was just, spurging out about algorithms beforehand, but now you got the case against them. The point I'm trying to make is a nuanced one. No, it just kind of sounds like you're an old man yelling at clouds, but all right, continue. But I think I have a helpful analogy. Think of it. I think it's amazing that many of us now live in a world of food abundance. Yes, in the past 100 years, food has gotten cheaper, tastier, and more convenient than it ever has in history. I celebrate this accomplishment and hope for the trend to continue. However, it's not hard to find problems caused by this development. A report published in 2020 by the National Center for Health Statistics reported a staggering 76% of American adults are overweight. Wow, with 43% meeting the criteria for obesity. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. What's kind of missing and all that stuff? Yeah, no, a multitude of things, but what are you going to try to critique here? You're just saying that social media is to blame for it. I understand. At one level, that's because food producers have their own algorithm of sorts, a combination of price, convenience, and heavily refined grains, sugars, and seed oils. The food is tasty, addictive, and a major contributor to disease. Okay, so how is that unique to an algorithm, though? And a world of food abundance is both a blessing and a curse. As a whole, our society is perhaps the best fed, but least a dynamic to live on Earth. Okay, great. Yeah, just because something is easy and usable and convenient doesn't mean it's the best thing for you. Yeah, everything in moderation, right? Yeah, this enlightened centrist take. Case against algorithm follows a similar vein. In order to benefit from and thrive in a world of automation, convenience, and yes, algorithms, we need to push back against the complacency they encourage. Yeah, of course, whatever, dude. Algorithms operate like a black box. Sorry, what? We don't have much control over what we see or do when we see it. Yeah, that's why you got to continue to refresh and delete all of your history every once in a while, just to see what the blank slate individual ends up getting. A curious feature of algorithms is their tendency to break down content into smaller bite-sized pieces and feed them back to us in a steady stream of dopamine hits. Interesting. What do you mean? Instead of albums, we stream personalized music stations. Yeah. It's weird. It's not like things like the radio haven't been doing that for a long time, but okay. Instead of books, we flip through tweets and images. I would have went for audiobooks, but okay, cool. I guess that's a cool corollary to draw. Instead of movies, who watches movies? You going to the movies? Can I be in the movie? We watch 30-second video clips and short episodes. Yeah, but some of those people, it's like, I can't sit through a 3-hour-long Batman film, but I just finished binge watching all of Community. Like, wow, you're a really smart individual, aren't you? Algorithms surf it. But what's the, like, okay, and again, something else that gets recommended in the algorithm right now is a bunch of React content, because everybody thinks that they can be a YouTuber, okay? Instead of making unique content, instead of taking one fairly easily readable article, okay, and breaking it down, adding commentary and additional, life stories on top of it, making it like a 20-minute long video. Some people just listen to a song and go, oh, this is awesome, yeah, this rocks. But something else that I've been seeing is movie reacts, okay? Well, they'll just put a little distorted version of the movie over in the corner. It's like, whoa, that's crazy. People are also binge watching, so it kind of pokes a hole. And I understand that this is just the outlier, okay? This doesn't disprove the rule or anything like that. And yes, okay, people are complaining about lengths of movies while at the same time binge watching entire TV shows. It's stupid. But something else that people are doing is, especially on React content right now, is watching through the entire MCU. Oh, like, what, 30 films of that tripe? And then trying to, rewrite history, saying that actually Black Panther was well written and Captain Marvel does have a character. Whew, okay. But then also the way that algorithms work, like they prioritize of the things that I do know and things that I do understand. One of the things that they really prioritize is watch time, so kind of throws that in there. But we'll see in the new year, especially with the new monetization policy that's rolling out on YouTube when it comes to them trying to push shorts, because I understand. And again, like I said, that's an outlier, and I'm not trying to disprove the rule, nor would I engage in that fallacy. I'm just saying that there's another side to this as well. Doesn't really help out anything all that much, okay? Depending on algorithms, erodes other skills. Yes, exactly. Are we going to continue to listen to you yell at clouds? Okay. Look outside algorithms for new things. Read entire books and long-form magazine articles. Resist the urge to Google everything. Oh, yeah, just sit around and go, oh, what was the name of that guy in that movie? Or who is that guy who swung the bat and hit the ball? It's like, okay, cool. So instead of, easily getting an answer to something, you just waste a bunch of time and processing power in order to figure out some arbitrary fact that you have your mind stuck on. Sounds stupid. Explore a bookstore or a library for inspiration. I don't know if you've been to any libraries lately. They're just mostly pop-up homeless encampments. Just saying. And then a bookstore, there might be one in town, as just a bunch of pot-stinking hippies that show up at it. So again, might be different in the place that you live, but I do like a bookstore. But at the same time, I'm not exactly jonesing to go down to the bookstore, mostly because their prices are completely whack. Anywho, have a conversation, go talk to people. Might as well put touch grass in here for all the good that you're doing. Try learning a new skill without reading about it. Yeah, so just stumble through it stupidly, okay? Instead of taking good advice, like learn from quality mentors, okay? No, just learn how to play guitar. How are you going to do that? I don't know, just play it. Oh, okay, cool. Look outside algorithms for your entertainment. Is touch grass going to be in there? Watch full-length movies. No, don't. Just stop doing stuff, okay? Make money in your spare time. Okay, Christ. It's like, I know this channel is not even close to being monetized, even though it obviously has the watch hours at this point. Kind of like what was happening on the main channel. All the watch hours, but it couldn't get 1,000 subscribers until, earlier this year. But anyways, okay? Stop embracing this stupid idea that escapism is what everybody needs, okay? Stop your sedations and make money. Do something productive. Like it says here, like, it's not bad advice to say, learn a skill, but try to do it the most efficient way possible, okay? Stand on the shoulders of giants, okay? Learn from other people's mistakes. Not, mistakes are the most important part of learning. It's like, no, dude, you don't have to touch the hot stove to know that it's hot, okay? I've never personally touched a hot stove. The analogy is out there for a reason, to stop people from touching the hot stove. Attend live events. Yeah, go to a movie theater. Listen to a full album in one sitting. Okay, cool. Yeah, just sit there with your snifter of brandy in your oak cased room. It's like, just stop already. Look outside algorithms for relationships and adventure. Yeah, stop swiping on Tinder. That's stupid. Get off your computer. Yeah, go touch grass. There it is. Oh, host the dinner parties. Ugh. Yeah, bro, you know, with the stats that are out there, 73% of people are overweight and 40% of them are overweight. Okay. Yeah, invite your fat friends over to get them fatter. That would be a great idea. Find restaurants. And again, you know, just taking a look at those same statistics, you'll probably know where all that restaurants are, so you won't have to Google Maps it. Travel somewhere you've never been before if you can afford 2 plane tickets, and bonus points for traveling without an itinerary. No, that just sounds stupid. Plan your stuff accordingly, bro. This is just all about wasting time. That's all that I figured out. It's like, okay, cool. The algorithms are convenient, but if you rely on it too much, like if you rely on anything too much, okay, and that's immediately taken away from you, you still need to have the skills in order for you to navigate the world. That's what I'm finding out for this one, okay? And yeah, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of all of the biggest companies on earth knowing everything about me. But again, you just need to keep a watchful eye on these scenarios and not just get so bogged down in all this stuff. Like, yeah, get away from your phone, get away from social media for a hot second, okay? Decompress daily, weekly, monthly, whatever you need to. Just, you know what? Don't become a functioning, or rather an unfunctioning Mong. If your Apple Watch dies, like, life will continue to go on. You know what? Hey, here's a weird little factoid. Up until about 10, 15 years ago, the internet wasn't all that common, and I think we kind of have hundreds of thousands of years to prove that humans are pretty resilient and we're pretty adaptable to change, so it's not quite all doom and gloom like the way that old, you know, Spurgarella here wants to paint it out. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.